back to the feature match area. Let's settle in for another round of Magic. This, of course, round 2 of Friday Night FNM. Friday Night FNM seems very redundant. Friday Night Magic? I don't know, it's been a rough week, guys. So, my name is Zachary Evans. I'm here by myself in the broom closet as I commentate the upcoming match between one stream regular Max Turner playing the Rug Delver deck that you voted for him to play over the last few weeks. We'll have more information about that promotion, which we call Max Turner Needs a Deck, later on. He is playing beloved shop manager and Esper token pilot J.B. Roberts. So both of these players are 0-1. I know Max lost to a mill deck, he said, in round 1, which is an awkward pairing. He lost 2-1. Every game where he had a turn 1 Delver, he won, and then he lost all the other ones. Apparently some very lucrative mills from the mill deck. But you can't win them all. JB lost in a mirror match in round 1 to Brett Rose, who was also playing Esper tokens. So this should be interesting for those of you who participated in the Max Turner poll. We appreciate your interaction. If you want to get in on the next poll, make sure that you like our Facebook page. There is a button to do just that. Below the video window, click on the like button to like our page. Also go to ZachSellsMagic.com. It will redirect you there. And it looks like we're off. Max Turner did win the Rock, Paper, Scissors. We'll give more information on how to win your own playset of those super sweet cards after this game is done. I stand corrected. It looks like JB went first. So JB's playing Esper tokens. He's playing Intangible Virtues and Favorable Winds, and then the token generators that you would expect, Lingering Souls and Midnight Haunting. Not turn 1, but a turn 2 Delver. Unfortunately, it looks like for Max that he is stuck on lands. So we'll see how this works out. There is Favorable Winds. Looks like JB is stuck on lands too. Cavern naming human. Every creature in Max's deck is a human, but it does not flip the Delver. This is the biggest issue with the deck that they've been working on for last week, is that the mana is awful, and you kind of have to play Cavern as a solution to casting your turn 1 Delvers, and also trying to play Huntmasters, but unfortunately without breeding pools. There's Desperate Ravings with the last good grief. With the lack of Ponder, Ravings is one of the better cards in this deck to help you, along with Thought Scour, to dig through your deck. There's another Cavern, and now we see the problem with the mana base. If you draw 2 Caverns, you're in a world of hurt. I think there are 3 Caverns in the deck. Maybe 2 Caverns, I should say. They help you get to 4 and cast the Huntmaster reliably, but it is tough. Well, there's a Pike. Pike, one of the best things in Max's deck, as it turns that lowly Delver into quite a threat. Question in the chat from someone named the Hamburglar about whether or not Alec Myers and Logan Cutlip are here. They are, in fact. Logan battling with Green-White Aggro and Alec with Junk Reanimator. Front half of Lingering Souls from JB as he finds his 3rd land. And we see his foil tokens that he made. Those of you who are been watching for a while are aware that a few weeks ago we figured out collectively how to make foil promo tokens using card decal film and acetone, and everyone has been doing that. So JB has made a bunch of spirit tokens and angel tokens for his EDH deck, and that's what you're seeing there. So Max equips the Pike. He is stuck on just 1 colored mana source for his spells. That is his big issue here. But suited up a Pike on a flipped Delver, and that's going to eat through JB's blockers unless he can find some out to the Pike. I'm sure he's playing at least some number of O-rings. so he shouldn't be drawing dead by any means. He is stuck on land, though, it seems. Detention Sphere on the Delver. Interesting choice there. You could possibly go after the Pike. And there we have the second colored source, so Maxx can now cast the Izzet Charms in his hand. Maxx passing the turn back, obviously, as the flash deck, he can basically cast things whenever he wants to. Vault of the Archangel from JB is pretty crucial, with the Rug deck being a tempo-based strategy. That extra life gain is pretty crucial. Izzet Charm is going to take out Sorin, I think. It does, in fact, take out Sorin. It'll be tough to beat the incremental card advantage of that Sorin pumping out tokens, and you don't want to waste your burn spell if you can. And there's an end of turn Snapcaster Mage for no value, but it is going to pick up that Pike and bash in for a ton. Equipping the Pike. Now let's see exactly what Maxx decides to do. I know he has another Izzet Charm in his hand, as well as a Searing Spear, as my phone starts to blow up. It's my lovely wife who is saying that she had just shoveled the driveway. So I'm living the dream. We did get a fair amount of snow for those of you who are just joining us. JB tapping 4 for another Sorin? It is, in fact. This one's going to eat a Dissipate, and because I know the deck list, that's the only Dissipate in the deck. So Maxx running good, but that's part of Magic. So this Pike, if he's going to burn the token, and then the Pike should be good enough to finish him off. And it is, in fact. So not the ideal draw, stumbling a little bit on mana from both people, or from both players, I should say. And Maxx getting stuck with 2 Cavern of Souls, but once he dug out of it, you see the power of the Pike. It was a menace in Standard for a good year. Nothing has really changed. The shell of these decks have obviously changed a lot, but the core principles are still the same. Core principle of this is still the same. If you want to start your games like a complete boss and not waste your time rolling dice like this was some kind of 1920s endeavor, get with the program. And start your games with a delightful game of rock, paper, scissors featuring these cards from the Unglued Parody set. If you don't have your own play set, well, you're in luck because we give them away each and every week. Just go to our Facebook page or our Twitter account for more information, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Look for the last post that I made, which was about a half hour ago. It is the most recent post, and if you are watching this after the fact on YouTube, you are still eligible as long as you get your entries in before next week's FNM. Every retweet, like, comment, or sharing of that post will get you a separate entry. And as long as you are either liking our Facebook page or following us on Twitter, depending upon the social media that you use, you will win should your name get picked next week. We have this week's giveaway coming up relatively shortly, with 54 separate participants, down a considerable amount. We had 70 some last week. Actually, maybe 80, I'm not sure. This week down to about 55. So if you want to win some free stuff, make sure you follow all of our various forms of social media. Conveniently linked just below the video window. Click on the like button, the follow button, or the subscribe button to help us out with word of mouth and get yourself signed up for all of our various forms of distribution mechanics. They're very useful, actually. If you follow us on Twitch, they'll send you an email every time we go live, so if we ever do anything that was unscheduled, you'll see it. YouTube will let you know anytime I post new videos. Everything that we ever record is archived on YouTube, so you can go back and watch a good 6 months of various activities, including Cube Drafts, Return to Ravnica Drafts, and the West Virginia State Magic Championships from last October. Various funnies throughout the week on my Twitter account. Then obviously Facebook daily content, daily discussion, links, and whatnot. Some interesting stuff that came this week on the Facebook page. We've got the link to the latest episode of Walking the Plains from the Wizards video department. We've got the new Judge promo, which is in fact Judge not Judge rather, but foil Swords to Plowshares. Only the second time that has ever been foiled. The FNM foil with the original art is about $100, so the Judge foil should give you an alternative to that, and it is a pretty sweet foil. Let's see if I can bring it up. There it is. So if you're a Cube player or a Legacy player, go find you a Judge. Trade for that bad boy. It looks pretty sick. Let's get back to round 2's second game. Max Turner's Rug Delver deck did win the first one. Both players doing much better on mana this game than they did last. Max with the perfect opening of both of his all three of his colors. His deck does struggle a little bit without breeding pools to have the untapped source. As you can see, most of his lands are coming into play untapped. He really wants to start off with turn 1 Steam Vents, but I do have Max's deck list. Remember, all deck lists for our... And then we see an Izzet Charm taking out Sorin. That seems to be like the #1 play out of Max's deck. JB's going to pound in for 2, dropping Max to 18. All of the deck lists from that I have available from all of our FNM streams do go up live on our Deckbox account. There's a link for that. Will be posted on our Facebook page. So we have Entreat the Angels for 2, Miracled off the top. Max does not have an answer. And so 2 4/4 Angels hit the battlefield, piling in with his 2 Spirit tokens, and Max is in a World of Hurt Unsummon on one of the Angels, and of course Max playing Snapcasters and the full complement of Unsummons. There's another Snapcaster. Cavern naming humans. Every card in Max's deck is a human creature. And someone has graciously posted the link to our Deckbox account in the chat. Interesting choice of plays there. Max double spearing the 4/4 Angel while JB was tapped out. He did have a Snapcaster in his hand. I'm curious why he didn't snap Unsummon. But Max has been down this road a time or two, so I will not second guess him. A completely unnecessary bit of side note trivia. Max, I believe, has more Planeswalker points than anyone else in the store other than JB. I think these 2 guys have the most Planeswalker points in our area. So, JB resolves the back half of... oh, that's very good. The back half of Lingering Souls and a Drogskull Captain, but all of those fall to a Bonfire cast hard for 2, dropping JB to 18. I know, because I have Max's deck list, which I will post, which was on our Facebook page from, I think, on Thursday it was posted, and it's also on the Deckbox account now. Max goes up to 4. He can go up to 4 Bonfire of the Damned in the sideboard of games. Not sure if that's necessarily what he wants to do, but they are very good in this matchup. JB going to go ahead and Sphinx's Revelation for 3 while Max is tapped out. JB going to... Max going to land a Pike, and like I said, he does have Snapcaster in his hand, so that's going to come down next turn. That's pretty good. So, seeing he's going to play it just for 2. I guess he's got a Negate or a Syncopate in the back up there, or he's going to pay for Izzet Charm. Snapcaster, targeting what? He's going to target Unsummon. And I think we're shortcutting here. I think we're... he's just going to unsummon one of them as they come in. Obviously, the entreat will still resolve before he unsummons, but just a quick shortcut. But now with that Pike and about 1 billion instants and sorceries in Max's graveyard, all that 4/4 is going to do is chump block this Snapcaster Mage. Bonfire off the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be for 5. Dropping JB to 16, and the attack from the Snapcaster takes him down to 14. Max, of course, is hellbent at this point, but he can suit up that Pike to his Snapcaster next turn and attack in for the win. I do not like Bonfire of the Damned. So, Miracle is such a brutal mechanic, just rewarded for being lucky. Better to be lucky than good, that's what we say in poker. And there's a good play. JB coming up with the Detention Sphere at the right moment, saves himself from that Pike, and then Midnight Haunting while Maxx is tapped out for 2 1/1 spirits. Land off the top for Maxx, but he does see if he has any business in his graveyard. He does not. It is just filled with Bonfires and Izzet Charms. Nothing he can flash back. So JB has a window here, and let's see if he can do anything with it. Drogskol Captain, giving all of his spirits +1/+1 and hexproof, and another Midnight Haunting. Going to pound in for 2, and I think he's dead on board, isn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he's not. Bonfire for 2. Snapcaster back. Bonfire for 2. That's the third Bonfire that Maxx has cast in this game, because that's the way Magic should be. You should be able to cast infinite Bonfires. We're thinking about things there briefly. Not sure exactly what was the debate. JB remembering to take his damage from Bonfire. And he tries again. I think he has flashbacked all the back halves of Lingering Souls that are in his graveyard. But Sphinx's Revelation for 1,000,000 is still good. Going to gain 5 and draw 5. All the cards that make Magic Standard so fun to play right now. Question in the chat, are those custom tokens? Yes, I didn't mention that a little bit earlier, but JB has been making some custom Angel and Spirit tokens. We should get, we can do some kind of something on, do a video about that, or how to do that. It's actually not that hard. Just take a foil card into Macetone, peel the paint off, print the art you want on a card decal sheet. It's already self-adhesive. Put it on the card back, trim it with an X-Acto knife, and Bob's your uncle, so they say. Jace, Architect of Thought, making an appearance. Be interesting to see what he does. Guess there's arguments that can be made for both activities at this point. Dissipate, the perfect answer to Lingering Souls, eats both halves of it. I guess JB just played to Jason, immediately upped him to 2. Or up +1 him. Interesting choice here. Does he attack Jace or does he attack JB? I think he's just going to attack JB down to 14. And another land off the top. Maxx only playing 22 lands, but most of them are on the table. The chat has kind of devolved into this Bonfire debate, which I apologize for having started. It's just a personal preference. Obviously, you have to play with the cards that Wizards prints, and as much as I disagree with Miracle as a mechanic, it doesn't matter what I think, because the cards are in print, and they are very good, and if you want to be playing the best cards, you should probably play them. So, Intangible Virtue, Favorable Winds, and a land. I'm not sure why he chose the Favorable Winds. Maxx draws something off the top. He was not excited about it because he immediately put it back down. And that is all she wrote. So, that was a game in which one player cast 3 Bonfires, and the other one cast 2 Sphinx's Revelations, and 3 Entreat the Angels. So, to use some of my least favorite, possibly my least favorite piece of Magic jargon. That's the thing. Sometimes you have that. So this one is all square as JB Roberts and his Esper token deck gets game 2, and we move to a decisive game 3 between Rug Delver and Esper tokens. We're up to a solid 128 viewers tonight. So as always, we appreciate your patronage. I know there are other things you could be doing right now, other channels you could be watching. More importantly, there are much better things you can be doing than watching my dumbass talk about imaginary wizard fights in the broom closet in the back of a card store in a state that most people don't know exists. But we appreciate with unending gratitude the fact that you have done so. I've mentioned this multiple times in the past, and I apologize for talking constantly without taking a breath, but since I'm the only person in here, it does get a little stale if I don't come up with something to talk about. But I've said it numerous times before. If you had told me, I don't know, like 25 weeks ago or 6 months ago when we started this on the 31st of August back last year, if you had told me that we would get to the point where we would average 150 people every night for our FNM stream, I would have called you a dirty liar. It is somewhat remarkable to me, and we definitely appreciate your patronage one way or the other. So Maxx is going to be on the play here. Excuse me. The Dr. Pepper that I've been pounding all night is starting to wreak its vengeance on me. It looks like JB is sending his back. Maxx content with the 7 he has to start. Question in the chat about whether or not in the chat about have I used a Gatecrash sealed simulator any. I have not done that. I have been studying to the best of my ability the Gatecrash spoiler as I prepare for the Gatecrash sealed event that we are pre-release event that we are streaming on Sunday. But I have not done any sample sealed pools because that is the worst for me. Building the one sealed pool I will build tomorrow is going to be more than I want to do, so I will limit it to only that. Mills a Dissipate and a Huntmaster, not necessarily the cards he wants to mill, but it's the old Schrodinger's cat scenario, and Maxx misses his 3rd land drop. Jonathan Wright, feel free. Are you 2-0, Jonathan?
I just got beat down by Brett.
So Brett throws in the other copy of Esper tokens tonight.
Yo.
So Negate takes out Lingering Souls, as I am joined by Jonathan Wright. Jonathan, for your benefit, we're watching JB playing Esper tokens, trying to resolve a Drog Skull Captain. And he is squaring off against Maxx, who is playing Rug Delver.
Actually, tested against that last night.
Yes, you were testing. So that's Brandon. It's all 75 cards are Brandon's.
Yeah, actually,
and
put it
you
in
were
sleeves and everything.
You were testing with him. And then he drove it over to my house last night, and I brought it here for Maxx. It's a group effort.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's a Tameo. Maxx is doing nothing, but luckily he has just enough counter magic to keep a JB off of any business himself. There's the one of Kessig Wolf Run that I absolutely hate in this deck, but Maxx didn't get here in enough time to make the changes that I had suggested.
Yeah, the Kessigs and the Caverns make the 2 counterspell weird. Counterflux.
Oh no, that is one thing he did change. I think he took those out. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
yeah,
it's the
that
worst.
was so awkward.
So Maxx Thought Scouring and Desperate Ravings. And there's another Huntmaster. So we've got 2 of the 4 Huntmasters in the deck are in the graveyard now. There's Rootbound Crag, which comes into play tapped, because every land in this deck comes into play tapped.
Not that one.
Hey, not that one. First Blood. Maxx nugget himself for 2. So he has 4 open, doesn't have green to cast a Huntmaster. JB has every land in his deck on the table, including a Vault of the Archangel, which I don't think he can activate because he doesn't have a black source. This is the... Sometimes Magic ends up like this. Thought Scour on end of turn, and Flashback Ravings. So Maxx is getting every card in his deck into the graveyard, but unfortunately, it's none of the ones he wants in the graveyard. It's all of the creatures. island discarded off of Desperate Ravings. So we know Maxx does have a untapped green source. There's your Huntmaster. Now here's the interesting thing. I don't know if you, I'm sure you realized this last night as I somehow give JB life when Maxx plays a Huntmaster. But as we talked about earlier tonight, and you might have seen in playtesting, this deck can flip the Huntmaster like every turn if it wants to.
That's the perfect deck to play in it.
Yes.
When you're not casting spells on your turn.
Mm-hmm. Entreat the Angels, hard cast for 2 Angels. So Maxx can pass here, and then he can inevitably like 2 for 1 of the Angels if he wanted to. Oh wait, he's playing Unsummons. He's playing 4 Unsummons and Snapcasters.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to see Unsummons out of your deck, Jonathan, in round 1. In fact, I mentioned that the only thing you could cast for 1 blue was Unsummon, but you probably didn't have it in the deck. Then, not only did you cast it, but then the next turn you cast another one and snapped it back. So,
I love Unsummon.
you do love Unsummon.
It's the idea of getting rid of a Rancor with it.
You have to play Unsummon because you're not allowed to play Sun Titans anymore. So you have to get some of your favorite cards in there.
It's no vapor snag.
Mm-hmm. So Maxx serving in with a Pike equipped Delver of Secrets.
You want me to find out how many?
I don't. We'll figure it out. It's a lot. It's give or take, I'd say probably at this point 6 to 8. It's certainly enough to trade with that Angel. And also his Wolf, obviously he has more than likely has a Searing Spear, which he will finish off the... It's almost like I drew it up, you know?
How much was it? Was it 10?
10. So it was a 9-point Pike.
Huntmaster won't be flipping.
Huntmaster won't be flipping, but Maxx is in very good shape here. JB only has 2 cards in hand, though they are in Princess Leia sleeves. D-Sphere on Pike, the best play that JB has made in 2 games. And there's Sorin. This is the 5th Sorin, I think, in this match that JB has cast, and the first one that's actually resolved. So you make a dude here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Play a Sorin, make a dude. Oh, he's got homemade foil tokens for everything.
That's from Michael Taylor.
Oh, goddamn. I swore again.
Ooh.
That's the second time ever I've sworn on this.
Board
And he's going to kill Sorin.
Maxx, we were talking because I was sitting beside him, and he said that was the first time he ever miracled a Bonfire.
He miracles the Bonfire. It flips Aberration. It nugs JB.
That is awesome.
God, I hate Bonfire so much.
It does make you feel dirty.
It's like cheating, but as we talked about before, it's a card that exists in Magic, so you'd be strategically doing yourself a disservice by not playing it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is that 3?
That was game 3. So we do move a question in the chat from MDeck86 asking how it's going. Well, it's going pretty good. We just saw Maxx Turner play the most unfun card in the history of Magic. That's not true. There's a lot of cards that are unfun. But anyway, you guys stick with us there. I'm going to, no doubt Maxx Turner will be joining us here now that he has finished his match. But I'm going to step out there and see if I can find a game 3 that we can slot over since we do have some time left in the round. So stick with us. Jonathan, feel free to answer any questions in the chat that might come up. I'll be back shortly.
Hey.
So,
What's your record?
I am 1-1.
Who'd you lose to?
Brett Rose, the Esper tokens. Just too many tokens.
You didn't even lose the Logan as nut draws. That's what I'm
I would
gonna
love to play
I'm
against
gonna be
Logan.
mad.
We love you, John. Well, thank you.
No, you're not John.
I
You're
am
Jonathan.
John.
So
Thank
they're talking
you.
to somebody else, plainly.
There's nobody in the chat named John. I think they're talking about me. I'm flattered.
Oh, whatever. What's that English?
Sod.
Alex Alec is a scrub. You are absolutely right, Nick Reed. Screw you.
I am going.
Yes, I am going as well.
I guess that's Jordan.
Is that Jordan?
Yeah, that is Jordan. Jordan, is that you?
Why do you think it's Jordan?
Because his
Oh,
moto name is that.
he really wasn't talking to you.
Yes, he was.
I have proof.
No, he's not. Don't
I
take
think this
from me.
round's over.
Yeah, I am going tomorrow, and I'm going Simic.
Oh.
That was a little late.
I really don't know what guild. It's either Orzhov or Demir. It's probably going to be Orzhov.
You going at midnight?
Midnight's for
Are you going to the St. Albans shop or the Charleston shop?
Me? Oh, we West. You're reading posts that don't exist, I'm telling you. What?
Yeah, I mean, you're only getting one pack that goes toward your guild.
Oh, we could have switched back to the other camera. I didn't
I
realize.
think that was the last game up there.
No, your brother. You're not Max Turner. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the fact that we only have 18 players means that there's not going to be a whole lot of extra matches. Your brother is in battle in a game 2 with a Werewolves deck, which is fun. But I don't know if that's going to... your brother just resolved a Miracle Terminus, so I'm not sure if that game is going to matter. But
It'll still take a long time.
yeah, it will take a long time. What's going on in the chat?
Well, they love me.
They love you?
Oh, yeah.
Bat Jones does. So people are asking how many matches you have missed. Man, the stream is lagging a lot, but people are saying that there's apparently some giant League of Legends tournament tonight.
Yeah, there is.
So is it like
I got an email about it.
what is I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with League of Legends. I know what it is, but as far as like what kind of tournament is it?
They have a bunch of professional teams, I guess. They live in gaming houses, and they wake up and play League of Legends every day. What? Do you know any of the team names? Do you know anything about it?
No.
I used to.
But is it some kind of like manufacturer sponsored event, or is it just like some kind of like grudge match thing, or is this?
I mean, League of Legends sponsors it. It actually has a pretty big payout.
Well, I know that League of Legends is very lucrative, and I know that it's enormous. Like it's just huge following, but I just don't personally play. It's not like I don't know anything about it. Some would argue that I don't know anything about anything, which I can't really argue with
about
that.
Magic?
Possibly.
Controlling
Alec, I will
engineering.
warn you that be careful about sitting directly in front of the door, because JB...
I was leaning up a little bit.
If JB... No, I mean, like,
Jonathan's a turd.
if you can... Jonathan is a turd, according to
Turner.
Max Turner. If JB cannot open that door without hitting somebody when he gives me their match pairings, he will get super pissed. So, feel free to do that. Well, I'm firing up the old spreadsheet to give away some cards.
Is that how you do it?
Well, I've started doing it. I used to do it manually by just coming in, looking at all the Facebook likes and retweets and stuff and writing it down.
Your favorite.
But but then when we got to like, 80 people every week, that's it takes a long time to manually write down 80 names, because there's no like convenient way of like getting all the stuff from Facebook. Like you can't just like dump it into something. So I do have all the names. We have about 55 participants in this week's giveaways. And since you have multiple ways of getting entries, there's about 130. No, there's about 94 separate entries. So like we do every week. This week we're drawing for, obviously, our rock, paper, scissors giveaway that we do every week. And then last week, I don't have them with me. I accidentally left them at home. But a couple weeks ago, Jeremy Bales, one of the other locals here at the shop, was very gracious in donating a crap ton of the oversized cards from both the box toppers and the Magic Player Rewards from years past. So one of you will win rock, paper, scissors card, and another one of you will win your choice of those oversized cards. So we've got 52 participants, 94 separate entries. Remember, you can get more than one entry if you share more than one way. So out of the 94, the number is, somebody else say it.
34.
That way it doesn't look like it's collusion. So 34, congratulations to Eric Heft. Eric Heft is your winner of the Rock, Paper, Scissors cards. He has been following us on Facebook for basically the entire time the stream has been around. So good to see. I figure that if at some point probably the stream will not grow. You know what I mean? There's going to be a point where it stops off. So like if I do this long enough, then everyone will win the Rock, Paper, Scissors card. So that rewards dedication. All right. So we'll draw again for the your choice of oversized promo card, and the winner of that one is
74.
74, which is Samuel okay, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Kintesper. Samuel Kintesper. But he's also on Facebook. So congratulations to those two individuals.
You can like a post, you can retweet.
There are 4 separate ways that you can enter the giveaway. All of those are conveniently linked at the bottom of our Twitch page. So if you're watching right now, just scroll down and look for the buttons to click. Click the like button to like our page. Due to the fact that Twitch is like the way it reads HTML code, the Facebook thing is kind of wonky. It will only let me put a link to, you can like our page, but you'll actually have to go to our page subsequently, which is facebook.com/ZachSalesMagic, and look for the post. But that will like the page, and that will help us a bunch, and you'll get updates on all the information that we post. And then also you can follow us on Twitter, and then also subscribe to our YouTube channel. The ways you can enter are you can retweet the giveaway post, which went up when I posted it on Facebook. So retweet gets you an entry. If you like the post on Facebook, gets you another entry. If you comment on the Facebook post, it gets you another entry. And if you share the post on Facebook to all of your friends, who will inevitably come and think, well, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, they, of course, will like and watch dedicatedly for the rest of their lives. So those are 4 separate ways you can enter to win. And remember, to be eligible to win, you also need to like our Facebook page or be following me on Twitter should we draw your name. I do know that both of these guys have liked our Facebook page, so they will in fact be winning. And the reason we do that is because that's the best way that you can support the stream, spreading the word. I mean, we're not doing this for any financial gain.
Right.
Trust me, we're not doing this for any financial gain.
A loss, maybe.
It's a little bit of a loss, but I don't really care.
So we are having a broom closet party.
Yeah.
Waiting for the next round.
Question. So is there a match? We're moving on to game 3. See how you did that very nicely? JB could open the door, not bust in. Yeah, so we're moving right along. It is 8:15 and we're in round 3. This is a pretty brisk pace. Remember, we talked about at the beginning of the night, the weather here is garbage today, and the roads are all awful. And plus, it's the last week of Standard. Everybody's kind of bored. We got the pre-release tomorrow. So, you guys playing in pre-release? You're coming tomorrow. You guys are gonna be here Sunday too.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, if I remember the way that you open and play in the pre-release is, you're going to open enough cards on the Saturday and do well enough to pay for the Sunday.
Hopefully.
You run pretty good. You probably run pretty good at pre-release pack openings.
Sorens.
You did pretty good at the end of
the
All right, gentlemen. So you guys are playing Jonathan. You are playing Chris Kuhn. I do not know who Chris Kuhn is. And then Alec Myers. You are playing Stephen Hager. I also don't know who he is.
Neither do
They're the friends
I thought I was playing
together.
Logan, and I was like, I hate playing right.
No, but we'll probably put Logan on the camera. No, what's Brian Gross playing? I might put Scotty versus Brian. All right, well, we're going to take a small break here as we go and line up your round 3 feature match, so stick with us and we will be right back.